too hot to ride bike. Why did I squeal? So ridiculously hot. Too hot. There's actually weather warnings as well, like for extreme heat. What's the temperature? 35 degrees, according to the Met Office anyway. Too hot to ride bikes. It's alright, before any of you start saying like, oh, give us some of that heat, it is genuinely too hot, and there are official weather warnings for extreme temperatures. There's also, like, I think the last few days as well, there were temperatures, extreme temperature, extreme wind, and also like dust, which is kind of like, it's called Kalima. So it's basically where sand gets blown across from the Sahara, and it just basically, it just looks like fog, but actually it's just like sand particles in the air, and it's really bad if you like inhale it and you get it in like in your lungs and stuff. So yeah, so it's not all like, doesn't look as lovely as this actually. I mean, it does look lovely, but it's actually ridiculously hot. I'm a bit of a weather geek, and it can actually be really dangerous. So like either end of the spectrum. So if it's really, really cold, icy, snowy, and you're a cyclist, but also if it's really, really hot. So I thought I would share some of the apps that I use just to keep an eye out for weather warnings at either end of the spectrum, because I'm guessing a lot of you are in the UK, and I've been getting a lot of messages saying it's freaking cold. So I'm sorry, but it's not. It's almost like too hot here. So well, it is. I say almost. It is too hot. That's why I'm in the pool, because I can't hack it. So let's look at my weather apps. Actually, can you tell I'm like shivering a little bit? It's actually quite cold in here. Yeah, I feel really sorry for me. First one that I use, I guess generally day to day, is the Met Office. So yeah, that's how I'll look, just generally what's going on with the weather when it's like the best day to do like a longer ride. Click on each one. This is free, by the way. And you've got feels like temperature, which is really, really important, because actually it can be one certain temperature, and then if you're in the mountains or something, or in a specific place, it can actually feel a lot colder. And then it's also good for like wind direction on this one. That's just like my generic one that I do like pretty much every day. This is also the one that I use for if it's been cold. So I'll check overnight. So if it's been like minus overnight, it's definitely not been minus here overnight, but at home, if it has, then I won't go out in the morning, because obviously there's risk of ice. So that is the main one that I use. Next one is, I love this one. This is also free, and I'm surprised it's free because it's so good. AccuWeather. So this is the one where you get all the like actual warnings, and it's global as well. So you'll get them from all around the world. It's just really, really good. So you can see there, if I click on it, it's yellow weather warning for extreme high temperature, and it tells you the start and the end time. And yeah, that was where we saw. I didn't actually see this. It was my friend actually who I'm staying with. Because I was going to do a long ride today. He's like, "Have you seen the weather warnings?" I'm like, "No." So even though I use AccuWeather, I'd never really seen the weather warning. So that's a really good one. They also show like for flooding, ice, snow, other warnings on there. So that is a really good one. Also, what I really like about AccuWeather is it's got like the next 4 hour precipitation. So again, probably not going to need it in Gran Canaria, but definitely in the UK we've used this so many times. So I actually found about this one of my friends. I was in Mallorca, and we just climbed up Femenia, and it started to rain, and we're outside this cafe, like huddled under this umbrella, and we're like, when can we make a dash for it to get home before, like, without having to get wet? And if you click on it, it tells you the next 4 hours of rain. So it's really accurate. Don't know how it does it, but it does. Really good. And that is, I say, free. Next one, I love this one too. Can you tell how much I love weather apps? The next one is Windy, and as the name suggests, it's predominantly the wind. So if you, hang on, let me just zoom in. I can't see, sorry, the sun is so bright, I know, sorry, poor me. But yeah, if you zoom in, it's like colour coordinated. So you'll see that the little key at the bottom of the screen. So when it's green, it's like 20 miles an hour, and also the direction. So I mean, it is really good as well if you want to like get a good Strava segment time. You can pick when the wind's going to be in your favour, but that's a really, really good one. Also, there's like toggles for different other things as well. So there's God, I can't actually see, it's really bright. So wind, rain, thunder, temperature, clouds, waves, air quality. That's a really, really good one. Again, free. This next one, it is actually paid, but I love it. It is worth every penny. It's so good. I can't actually remember how much it is, but I would pay whatever for this because I think it's brilliant. So this one is really good if you're doing like a longer, I always use this for Audax rides, but it's just really handy. So it links up to your any of the apps that you create routes on. So for example, I've just clicked on the Strava ride route that I've got saved. You put in your starting time, so you can do it from now or I don't know, any time the next week or something, your average speed, and it forecasts the route all the way around it. Your temperature, precipitation and cloud cover, wind, and this is my favourite thing, it's not only the wind but the wind direction, and the bigger the arrow the stronger the wind, which I really good. It's really handy if you're doing like a longer ride and you're gonna go through different areas. So yeah, I just think, and that's really good for mountains as well. But I think that we all have different like thresholds of like what temperatures we can take and withstand, but I just think we just have to be really careful, especially when we're from the UK and come into somewhere really hot like this. So yeah, just keep an eye on the weather apps because I actually really like looking at them. I don't want to put you off coming to Gran Canaria. These are like extreme temperatures. It's not normally this hot this time of year. It does get really hot in the summer, but yeah, I absolutely I really just love the Canaries, like Tenerife. I've never been to Lanzarote. Let me know if you've been to Lanzarote. What was what that was like. Just like, it's just like this time of year for like in the UK, it's just a bit chilly at home. It's like perfect. Obviously it's not perfect because it's a little bit too hot, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Normally it's not this hot. Okay, see you in this video. Bye.